Welcome everyone. Welcome back. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. So we have done this chapter explanation part and now it is time to discuss the question answers. So now you are ready? So be ready. This time the answers I will explain you so that you can write in your notebooks properly. The first question, understanding the text. Question number 1, list the steps taken by the captain. Question number 1, to protect the ship when rough weather began. So in this answer you will write, the narrator decided to slow down the ship to protect it from bad and stormy weather. He dropped the storm jib, lashed heavy mooring rope across the stern of the ship. Then they double lashed everything. They carried their life raft drill, attached lifelines and donned life jackets and oil skins. Second part is to check the flooding of the water in the ship, what they did. So to check the flooding of the water, the narrator put waterproof hatch which covered the gaping holes. This diverted the water flow to the side. His hand pumps were blocked due to the debris and his one electric pump was short circuited. So he found a hand pump and a spare electric pump. He connected the electric pump to the out pipe and started it. Question number 2. Describe the mental condition of the voyagers on 4th and 5th January. So what happened on 4th January? The voyagers felt relieved as they were continuously pumping out water for the past 36 hours and only a few centimeters of water was left. They had their first meal in 2 days. Mary found some corn, beef and cracker biscuits. Later around 4 p.m. the weather changed as black clouds marched towards them. The wind was now 40 knots and the sea was getting higher. The weather got worse and by the early morning of January 5, the situation was bad. This gave them mental stress. Question number 3. Describe the shifts in the narration of the events as indicated in the 3 sections of the text. Give a suitable title to each section. So first of all, let me divide it to 3 titles, 3 subtitles actually. The first section, beginning of the round the voyage journey. The second section is the struggle with the big attack, and third section is victory. So let us start with the first section, beginning of the round the voyage. The first section was cheerful and full of hope as the family began their planned voyage, just like the one done 200 years ago by the famous Captain James Cook. They had perfected their seafaring skills for 16 years. They built a ship wave walker professionally, which was a 23-meter long, 30 tons wooden hull ship. They celebrated Christmas on the ship despite the bad weather. Second section, the subtitle is the struggle with the big attack. So this section changed from cheerful to intense. The family was under great pressure to survive the oncoming waves and bad weather conditions. A giant wave created chaos and the ship was about to overturn. The narrator was thrown off into the water and he almost drowned and got injured, along with 2 hired crewmen. The narrator pumped out the water from the ship for a continuous 36 hours. He also tried repairing the parts of the ship. He almost lost his hope and believed they would die, but his children were fearless and courageous enough, which gave him the determination to fight back. And the last part would be, the third section would be victory. So how was it? With the support of his children, the narrator kept trying to save the ship in order to reach the 2 small islands, Isle Amsterdam They finally reached the destination and got help from the inhabitants of the island, and his son called him the best daddy and best captain. Next one is talking about the text. First question is, what difference did you notice between the reaction of the adults and the children when faced with danger? So there was a huge difference between the reaction of the adults and the children. The adults lose their hope at the end and wait for their fate of death. On the other hand, the children were hopeful and gave the narrator moral support. With the support of his children, Jonathan and Suzanne, yes, Sue, her full name is Suzanne. So Jonathan and Suzanne, he decided to make it to the island at any cost. The children showed maturity. His son expressed courage as to how he was not afraid to die if they all were together. His daughter made him a card expressing her love and affection towards her parents and wrote a beautiful message. And she was injured still, she didn't let it become a hurdle for her parents who were trying to save the ship. Question number 2. How does the story suggest that optimism helps to endure the direst stress? So here you'll have to mention optimism is the determination to overcome any challenges. Without optimism, it is impossible to face difficulties and solve problems. The family fought with the sea with great optimism and determination, which ultimately saved them. Again and again, on being attacked by the sea, they did not stop trying, which helped them get to the shore of the isle, Amsterdam Island. When the son of the narrator told him, "We are not afraid of dying if we can all be together, you and mommy, Sue and I," they showed this maturity of the children and how they played an important role in the motivation. The narrator, who had almost lost hope. So his daughter, who made him a card, showed how she was proud of her parents and didn't make a big deal of her injuries, which were in a bad condition. With the struggle and efforts, they finally made it to the destination. Third question, what lessons do we learn from such hazardous experiences when we are face to face with death? So in this answer you can write, life is never about being happy all the time. We are constantly tested, and how we tackle every problem and rise through it is the ultimate lesson. Such hazardous situations teach us how we should react towards them. We must never lose hope and keep trying, as it will lead to success. In certain situations, one must keep calm and think logically. No matter how bad the situation is, there is always a way to get out of it. The significance of being extra cautious and to make sure that the situation doesn't get worse is required at such moment. Fourth and last question, why do you think people undertake such adventurous expeditions in spite of the risk involved? The answer is, the willingness to accept challenges drives people to take such adventurous expeditions in spite of the risk involved. People like to try different elements of nature, and some do it as a passion. Surely people already know of the risk involved in such activities, but still they do not hesitate to try it out. So now this is the time to say thank you with all best wishes of mine. Thank you for watching, and subscribe my channel. And this is the last activity we have done for this chapter. Hope we will meet with another activity. Thank you and bye.